Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your weather hazard briefing for Sunday, April 9th. Very similar to what we showed you yesterday, the overall structure of the forecast here really remains in place. Nothing has significantly changed. A taste of summer. That warming trend that has already begun across southeast Idaho expected to continue for several more days through Tuesday, it looks like, with some locations making a run at 70 degrees. We've still got those numbers in the forecast. We'll break down day-by-day temperatures here in a moment. The snow will continue responding to those warmer temperatures, so we're going to continue to see that snowpack ripen, particularly at lower elevations, but also right up into our kind of middle and higher elevations as well, with daytime temperatures getting well above freezing. That is going to result in increased runoff, possibly a little bit of localized flooding out there, especially at the lower elevations. Again, right now, not expecting a huge widespread flood event with this particular warm-up, and most of the main stem rivers still going to be delayed to respond. A lot of that is coming down the road here over the next month or two, but we'll certainly have to keep our eyes open. Our next storm system is still forecast to arrive on Tuesday. There's still a lot of moving parts with this system. There's still a little bit of uncertainty in the models. A lot of the precipitation with this next storm really looks like it's going to target northern Idaho and leave us with some lighter, more showery activity, rain and snow showers again starting Tuesday. Temperatures expected to progressively cool, particularly Wednesday and Thursday. This may be a somewhat long duration, unsettled period that continues possibly until next weekend when we finally get another ridge of high pressure to build back in and give us warming temperatures once again. Weather risk outlook here, lots of minor risk, lots of yellow shading. A lot of that is driven again by those warming temperatures causing increased melting and runoff of our snowpack. So we'll see that today. We'll see that tomorrow, along with some increasingly breezy conditions for most of our zones here. Not so much in the southern and eastern highland regions, but for most of the rest of the region, you'll notice some of those breezy conditions starting to pick up during the afternoon and evening ahead of our next system, but still no precipitation for Monday and very warm temperatures. Tuesday, we're going to hold on to the warmth, but we're going to continue to increase those breezy conditions region-wide. We're going to see rain showers, maybe a few high-elevation snow showers move into the region on Tuesday. Again, so far so good as far as not seeing really heavy precipitation amounts accumulating anywhere. That's certainly good on the flood side of things as well. We have upgraded portions of the Central Mountains, though, to a more moderate risk here, orange shading for the Lost River area, the Sawtooth area, Lemhi County, because winds are really going to be ramping up. And in fact, our forecast has trended stronger, possibly toward advisory criteria with some of those winds, possibly some wind gusts exceeding 45 miles per hour up across that region, but certainly breezy everywhere. By the time we get into Wednesday, we'll lose most of that wind, still a little breezy in portions of the Snake Plain, the eastern Magic Valley. Rain and snow showers, unsettled conditions region-wide, still some uncertainty on whether or not we'll get a little more organized, heavier precipitation in here for a few spots, but still not looking terrible at this juncture. And finally, Thursday, we're going to keep it going. You can see more snow showers in the forecast for Thursday because those temperatures will be cooling. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for flooding, we're going to stabilize a little bit of that runoff. But if you're ready for spring and really enjoying the warm up here over the next couple days, we're going to back off on that a little bit for temperatures by Thursday. Not much to show you on the satellite loop this morning. There will be some high clouds periodically streaming through here over the next couple days, but otherwise a ridge of high pressure in control. Not much change either for watches, warnings, and advisories. We still have a flood watch in effect for northern Nevada. We still do not have a flood watch in effect for our area. And again, localized flooding possible, but right now not looking at anything major or widespread. And we'll continue to keep a close eye on that here as conditions unfold over the next several days. You'll notice, you might notice, just under the Idaho Falls label here, we do have a flood warning that is in effect for south central portions of Jefferson County, just west of I-15. This is our first area where we've got some notable sheet flooding going on due to those warming temperatures and melting snow, and we may see more of the same cropping up in a few spots here as we go forward. Finally, I mentioned those winds increasing, particularly across the central mountains as we head forward to Tuesday or so. And that's going to be the case too into southwest Montana, where a high wind watch has been issued if you happen to be traveling up that direction. Probably a little bit stronger up there than we're going to see down into our forecast area, but we're going to have to watch, particularly again, the central mountains up across the Montana border region for possibly wind gusts at least to 45 miles an hour in a few spots. Let's walk through those temperatures again. This has not changed very much since the briefing we gave you yesterday. We'll start out with today. Low temperatures this morning here on the left. Most of you starting below freezing. No surprise there. Temperatures here on the right, though, finally getting towards 60 degrees or better from the eastern Magic Valley down into the valleys around the Raft River region. Eastward to Pocatello, 60, the current forecast, 57 for Blackfoot. Not bad, too, as you head over toward Driggs, up to Island Park, 50s all the way up into Stanley and Chalice as well, so warming trend continues. Monday will do even better. We're still going to drop below freezing for some of the area on Monday morning. For areas that do stay above freezing, that does increase our concern a little bit with runoff and melting. That means we're going to see less slowing of the runoff, less stabilization of that snowpack during the overnight and morning periods. So you can see warmer temperatures in the normally warmer valley spots here, but a lot of the mountains and even upper Snake Plain region dropping below freezing. Monday afternoon, here we go with 70 plus into Twin Falls, Jerome, Burley, possibly Minidoka. Looks like we'll probably hold in the mid to upper 60s eastward to Pocatello and Blackfoot. 65 for Idaho Falls, 51 for Montpelier. 50s and 60s really dominating just about all of our population centers by Monday afternoon. Again, still under mostly generally sunny and mostly dry conditions as we're still awaiting that next system to move in. Tuesday morning here on the left, we're seeing much more widespread temperatures forecast to remain above freezing overnight. So Monday into Tuesday, probably going to be the peak of our runoff and localized flood concern, and warmest, just about the warmest temperatures here Tuesday afternoon, even as we start to introduce a few of those showers into the region and some increased wind like we talked about, but still upper 50s to even some low 70s expected across southeast Idaho for one more day on Tuesday. Wednesday, here comes that cooling trend with unsettled weather, showery weather across the region, cooler low temperatures here on the left, high temperatures generally getting up into the 40s and 50s now instead of 60s and 70s, so noticeably cooler for Wednesday. We'll cool it quite a bit again here for Thursday. You can see low temperatures into the 20s for many locations. And then over here on the right for Thursday afternoon, 40s dominating just about everyone unless you live over toward Twin Falls and into the Treasure Valley as you head west there. Watching the rivers, again, we're right now not expecting major flood issues or even really that bad arises on most of our main stem rivers because this warm-up is fairly brief. We're just a little early in the season for that still, but latest forecast for the Portneuf River at Pocatello, you can see does rise and possibly get somewhat close to bank full conditions as we head out into late Wednesday night into Thursday timeframe. Right now, not quite expected to fill or go into flood, so that's good news, but one of the better rises, taking a look at all of our rivers this morning. And then the Bear River down on the Idaho state border, Idaho-Utah state border, expected to rise quite nicely over the next few days. Again, possibly peaking near bankful conditions as we head out to Wednesday night or Thursday on the tail end of this warm-up. We'll remind you again, some flood preparedness and mitigation just to help us through this warm-up here, try to keep things under control. Please do try to clear snow, ice, and debris from culverts and other flow paths to allow runoff to flow away from buildings and other sensitive infrastructure. Let's help things flow nicely. Make sure all those drains are clear. Same reasoning there. Consider moving deep snow away from the foundations of buildings, particularly if you're in a spot where pooling of water may cause some seepage or some flooding into basements or first floor areas. Consider moving equipment and livestock out of poorly drained or low-lying areas. Again, some sheet flooding here and there may crop up. Certainly some runoff from that melting snowpack. Want to be able to protect those assets. Do not drive through flooded roadways. We'll probably see a little bit of that over the next few days. Always turn around, don't drown is your best way to stay safe. And monitor for any watches, warnings, and advisories we do issue for spots that do become a little bit more troublesome with the flooding, like southern Jefferson County, where we do have that flood warning out for sheet flooding as we speak. And that's it for your weather hazard briefing this morning. As always, we're here 24/7 at the Weather Service office. Please feel free to reach out. Everybody have a great Sunday.